Wow Factor Radio. I am your host, Chris Garrett, and my guest today is Cindy Loader from Spirit Dancer Ranch. Welcome, Cindy.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate this.
Well, I'm excited to hear that you're coming to the Rocky Mountain Horse Expo this year. I know you've been there many times in the past, but I know it's kind of hard sometimes to leave your ranch and get down there for a few days. But since you and I have been friends for years and years, and I do have a little bit of background on what you're doing, so I would really like to start with a dance, if you don't mind, and then we'll go back to what you're doing with horses. Tell us about your dancing and your dancing experience.
I taught belly dancing for, 25 plus years. And, I found that, if you start every morning off with a dance, the day always goes better. And if you started off with a dance and a horse, oh, my goodness, it's unbeatable.
Now, the name of the presentation that you're giving at the expo is Liberty, Body Language, and Dance. So how have you incorporated dance into your work with horses?
Well, dance is about energy and for women finding their own power. And some horses, I've rescued several horses, and they really need the energy, and in order to bring the energy up, you dance, and you dance it up out of the center of the earth into your body, and you share it with the horse. And it's amazing the connection that you can get with the horse when they feel that energy. And I use it for the people that I teach with their horses and just for connecting with the horse. I feel like body language and dance helps you to have a great liberty with your horse.
So which came first? Was it the dance or the horses, or how did you get those two connected?
Well, I've always been into horses. I've always loved them, and animals I've always had a special connection with. And then the dance came on because I really didn't have much connection with people. And I thought, women were supposed to just stay home and be housewives and to be seen and not heard, so I really didn't even have much personality. And I know it's hard for people who know me now to think that I was just a shadow, and that was the way I was brought up. So when my husband said, you really need to get a life, and he would push me out the door, and I would just cringe and go, I can't. And so one time I heard these gals at the gas station talking about how belly dancing made them sore clear to their fingertips, and I'd come home and I told him about it, and he goes, go, you've got to go. And so I did, and it was really hard for me because being a country girl, I didn't have any fluidity. I was just stiff as a board, and I started taking classes. And I'd come home and I'd say, I can't do it, it's too hard, and people make me feel uncomfortable, and he'd say, no, it's doing good for you. And so he kept pushing me out the door, and so I kept taking classes, and pretty soon he pushed me to perform, and then he pushed me to be in a troupe, and then he pushed me to teach. And then I started traveling and teaching and performing, and even got Headliner of the Year in Reno, Nevada in 2002. And it it really made me who I am today, and I really feel like it has helped me get the connection with horses that I have.
It's such an interesting way to make a connection through the movement of your own body with the movement of a horse's body. And I've watched you perform with your horse, actually belly dancing on the back of your horse at some performances, and it is so much fun to watch. And the horse seems to really enjoy it, too. That's one of the things I've really enjoyed about it.
Yes, the horse really, I have a Mustang now that just is wild and crazy, but yet he loves that dance. And when I get on him, the first thing he does is do his little dance. He's like, here, this will make you happy. And he likes it, too. And last year was the first year I performed with him. And when the audience went wild with his little hula dance, he's like, wow, that's pretty cool. Let me do it again.
A horse and a hula dance. I love it. Can't wait to see this. Now, I know you, speaking of Mustangs, you've been involved in the Extreme Mustang Makeover, haven't you?
I have. I did it twice. And the first time, there was 5 of us that went down to Canyon City to get our horses. And then when we came back, we stopped at Longmont for lunch. And then we went out to check out everybody's Mustang. And, of course, mine was the one flipping out in the trailer, hitting up against the sides, going crazy. And I'm like, yep, that's mine. And I always tend to get ones that really need healing because You know, I do a lot of energy work and healing. And he was just so crazy. He could kick out as quick as you could blink your eye with every leg in every direction. He tried to climb my Mustang pen, which is 7 feet. He jumped over a 12-foot water trough. He just would freak out. My husband called him Calypso because he flips out. But then he's like a Jekyll and Hyde. Then he can be awesome. I had only been in the saddle just 2 weeks before the competition, and I knew that if I let him go at auction that I was afraid of where he might end up as dog meat, you might say. And so I kept him knowing that I have the patience to deal with him, and he really had stolen my heart. And the weekend after the competition, we did a cattle drive, and the weekend after that, we were in a parade, and you know, I can dance with him and have him wonderful, or he can be flipping out, going crazy. We were in a drill team, and we were just practicing and going along really well, and all of a sudden, of course, the videographer quit videoing when he saw the rope on the ground, and he bounced all the way across the CSU arena.
Oh, dear.
And 2 seconds later, he was just as calm as could be.
Oh, dear. Oh,
so
dear.
That was my first one. My second one, he was really beat up and had a tooth problem at the competition and had lost all of his weight, and I'd had his teeth floated, but the one got missed, and he was just a mess. And so we ended up keeping him and rehabbing him, getting him ready again, and then he found a wonderful home. So that was my 2 experiences with the Extreme Mustang Maker, besides the one where we did our drill team.
So you do some rescue and rehab of other horses, don't you?
I do. I'm not a nonprofit. It's just my passion. But sometimes, you know, someone will share one, and it just connects with me, and I feel like I really need to take that horse. And usually it's ones that have been abused and really need some patience and energy work. And with them, I've used my equine touch and aromatherapy oils, and can really make a difference for them. But it does take a lot of patience. And every one of you teaches something different, and you have to continue to reach out those arms and look for something different. What can help this horse?
Yeah.
And so it's been an ongoing learning experience, and I love it.
Now, you mentioned equine touch. I know you are an equine touch practitioner, but for our folks who've never heard of that, can you explain what that is?
It's actually myofascial release. It's like you do a basic body balance and get the horse's blocks open. You've heard of acupuncture. It's more like acupressure and a certain move with your energy and breathing that connects with this horse. And you can even do it off of the horse and just use your energy. And pretty soon they're licking and chewing and yawning. And it's just, oh my goodness, I don't know where I would be without that. One of my really troubled horses had me searching, and I found equine touch, and it's just been incredible for me. I had a gal bring a horse for training, and when she took it out of the horse trailer, she could hardly hold on to it. It was rearing up, and she's like, "Here, take this horse and train it." And the first week, all I did was equine touch, and no training at all, just equine touch. Started with doing moves off of the horse, and then moved on into the horse. And when she got back on Friday, and she goes, "Wow, you did such a great job of training," and I just had to kind of snicker because it was all mental and emotional for this poor horse.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Neat stuff.
Yeah.
So where is your facility?
My facility is north of Fort Collins, about 8 miles, and right on the 2 miles off of 287 headed towards Laramie. So it's really easy to get to. And I have a playground, an obstacle course, and a couple of round crowds, and a big outdoor arena, because I prefer to be outdoors anytime than indoors. But sometimes it'd be nice to have an indoor one.
And what kind of lessons and clinics do you have there?
I do private, and I do obstacle course clinics. I have where I'll have the first half of the day where I teach them how to connect with that horse and do some liberty and body language. And then the afternoon we go play with the obstacles and see how well they can connect with a horse and get that horse to want to go over that obstacle. And that's pretty cool. And then I do some trail rides, which are, I can do easy to very extreme, whatever people need. And we can do one day or a half a day or a weekend, which is really fun because I have people camp out at my place too.
And it's such a beautiful place too. I have been there to Spirit Dancer Ranch, and it is just like being way out in the middle of nowhere, and yet you're very close into town. So it's neat that you've got that kind of a space where you can really feel like you're out in nature without being surrounded by houses, unless they've built up all around you. I haven't been up there in a little bit.
No, they have not, thank goodness. Because, yes, it's
good.
just so serene. I just feel like it's magical. And
yeah, it is. It's beautiful.
Where I go to have my time and to be with the horses. And so, yeah. It's sometimes I have play days. You know, if somebody comes and just wants to play with obstacles and do short little trail rides or whatever, then we do that too.
Yeah. Now, I know that you do a lot of liberty work, and your talk this year at the Expo is going to be about liberty work and body language. What is it about liberty work that you think is important?
I think, you know, every horse that I have in, I don't ever just put a lead rope on and try to get it to do things. I just try to connect with it with my body language, whether it's just hanging with them for a while till they can see it in the energy. And then if you can get them to move every one of their feet and their body just with your body energy, it is really cool. It just does. You know, there's nothing like being able to connect with a horse like you've got a rope on but you don't have a rope. So I teach them, when you have a rope, pretend that you don't have a rope, and when you don't have a rope, you pretend that you do, so your body language is still the same.
Oh, that's a good idea. That makes a lot of sense. And when are your presentations?
On Friday, it is at 11 at the Event Center Barn Arena, down there by the stall.
Oh, okay, so in the actual barn at the small arena inside the barn, right?
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
It's just that small one right there by the stalls,
which
is really nice for my Mustang. And Saturday is at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay, so Friday at 11 and then Saturday at 9.
Yes.
Well, you do things that are so different from so many other trainers. Can you just express to our folks what is it about you that makes you different?
Well, I think for one thing is that I really pay attention to what the animal needs and what he's trying to tell me, rather than just trying to get him to do what I want him to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know what, most people don't realize, you know, they bring you a horse, and I always say, if you want me to train your horse, I need you to come and watch so that you know what I do. Because people take their horse to a trainer, and they drop it off, and then they don't go watch it, and then they come and pick it up and expect for that horse to be exactly how it is with the trainer. And that's not the way it is. I mean, that horse connects with that trainer. And that's what's so hard about Mustang Makeover. You bond so much with that horse, and then you go to another owner, and that owner expects him to be just as good with them as they are with you. And so I always just tell them, you know, you need to come and take lessons from me, and so that you know what I'm doing, or at least watch or anything, so that you know how that horse responds to me. So that when you get on the horse, if he's not responding, don't blame it on the horse, because it's not the horse's fault. I care so much about the horse, and I have hurt people's feelings, and I say, I'm sorry, but it's the horse that's important to me.
Yeah, I understand, totally understand. So tell us about one of your favorite accomplishments, something you've done that's really jazzes you.
Well, besides the dance, I think my favorite accomplishment is when I go and I get on a rail, and all my horses come and say, here, get on me. And they just side right up to me. So I'll have a horse on each side of the rail saying, here's my back, get on. And, you know, there's nothing like that. Even if I can't catch a horse, if I go get on the rail, the horse will go, oh, okay, come over so I can get on him.
Oh, that's really fun. That's really fun. I hope we have some video of that. I love it. I love it.
I don't have the video of that, and I always think I need to, but, I do so much by myself.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you about Cricket. He goes to the fence, to the gate, and he wants out, and there's thousands of acres he can roam on. So I go open the gate, and he goes and roams for a couple of hours, and then he comes back to the gate, and I open the gate, and I crawl up on the rail of the gate, and he steps over, and I get on, and then he takes me back to wherever I need to go, and I get off, and then he goes on his merry way.
Oh. Yeah, I know you and Cricket have a very special bond. It's been fun watching you over the years, riding in exhibitions and clinics and things and expos. It's been very fun to see.
Thank you. Yeah, he was so much fun, and then he decided he was done, and he was done. But he was there for me so much, and I guess he knew that, I have this Mustang that really needs my time, and it's been really fun working with him. So I think, though, sometimes that Cricket gives him ideas, because sometimes he does the same thing Cricket does. I'm like, where did you learn that?
Oh, too funny. Too funny. So for our folks who would like to talk to you or check out your training, where can they reach you? How can they learn more about you?
They can go to my website, www.spirit-dancer-ranch.com. Yes, with a dash on each side of dancer.
Gotcha.
And then I'm in Facebook under Cindy Loader, and I also have a Spirit Dancer Ranch Facebook.
Are you still teaching belly dancing?
I just retired this year. I just thought,
okay.
I still teach it for horses. And like when I did that, I was in the Mustang drill team, and people with their horses would be all acting up and everything. And so we would all do on our horses, I'd say just relax, and we would do belly dance stretches on our horses. And pretty soon the horses were all relaxed, and the people were relaxed. And so, yes, I still teach belly dancing on horseback to get you and your horse relaxed.
Very good, very good. So if you want to learn how to dance with your horse and learn how to relax and learn how to enjoy your horse at liberty, give Cindy a call. Check out her website and be sure and attend the Rocky Mountain Horse Expo. That's March 11, 12, and 13. And Cindy's presentations, again, will be Friday morning at 11 and Saturday at 9 in the barn arena. It's the small arena inside the barn. And you'll have Calypso there with you, won't you?
I will have Calypso, and we're also doing the Mustang Days advanced everything except for cow work.
Okay. So, you get to see a Mustang dance. That'll be great.
More fun to watch than I might be having on his back, but we'll also do the freestyle, so you never know what's going to happen.
You never know. That's why they call it freestyle. Yes.
That's
It's going to be fun. All right, Cindy. Well, I sure appreciate you taking the time to be with us today, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing you at the expo, you and Calypso. And I'll bring my dancing shoes, so I'll come dance with you and Calypso.
Oh, that's a great idea. I look forward to that, Chris. All right.
All right. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining us today on the Wow Factor Radio. Join us again next week for a brand new show, and we'll see you at the expo. This is Chris Garrett. Bye-bye.
Woohoo!